I've dived deep into this shit. For somebody like Happy to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, you
don't know what you're talking about, because if you dive so deep in it, you wouldn't be asking the same questions over and over. Number one. Number two, sweetie, then you would know it. We don't live in Texas. They not raising their families in Texas. They don't live in fucking Texas, stupid ass. So if you delve so deep in it, you wouldn't know, sweetie. It's different strokes.
Make sure they're meeting the standards,
sweetie.
Okay, can we move past that? I'm not here to be right.
Damn,
Sharon, real quick before
more people ask questions. I bet they didn't teach you that either, huh?
Please be quiet. I'm not here to be right or wrong. I'm just having a conversation, so don't attack me personally. I'm just here for content. Don't take it personal, okay? Cool. So what I'm saying is,
you're the one that's taking it personal. You're the one that doesn't understand. For some reason, you don't understand, but yet you're one of the people that said you, in fact, homeschool your child. So how do you not know how it works?
So, but to pass this point, there still are standardized tests. The methodology in which you get your child confidence. Yeah, the methodology.
You know that part. Don't say exactly, Pastor, because you didn't know.
Okay, hold on. So
I didn't know that because there was a
hold on, Pastor,
because they did not know that they.
Pastor,
you the one who didn't know. She kept saying the same thing over.
I'm the one that did content on it. Shut up, I don't know.
Okay, hold on. So it is again. So we talking about the homeschooling. You don't have to actually test your child. If you can have a certified teacher say what level your child is on. So you don't actually have to put them in a standardized test. You got to get a certified teacher, which is expensive, and you can have that certified teacher assess your child and see what level of grade that they read it on, mathematics, and so on and so forth. So it is. So
I did content on these teachers faking their certifications down here.
Goodness gracious!
See, down here in Texas, you have a bunch of teachers that are faking their certifications, and it was done in a major city like Houston, and it actually affects the whole state of Texas with our teachers faking their certifications. So the people that are teaching our kids aren't even truly certified to do it. And I'm not trying to cut you off, but I've dived deep into this shit. For somebody like Happy to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, you
don't know what you're talking about, because if you dive so deep in it, you wouldn't be asking the same questions over and over. Number one. Number two, sweetie, then you would know it. We don't live in Texas. They not raising their families in Texas. They don't live in fucking Texas, stupid ass. So if you delve so deep in it, you wouldn't know, sweetie. It's different strokes for different folks. Homeboy, look it up in your state. Don't worry about everybody else's child in everybody else's state then, since you know it all, homeboy. And leave my name out your mouth.
Yeah, you sound stupid. An angry person is trying to have an angry conversation. But anyway, let's get back to the.
You sound stupid.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
So, but
can I talk for a second, please?
Be quiet, boy.
Talk on mute. So this is what we're just gonna move it.
I gotta talk on mute.
We're just moving along because we're not in agreement. Everybody can teach their child.
What happened?
Yes, let me just say this. Sharon, even when the certified teachers come through and evaluate your children, how they're evaluating them is, to pass this point, against the standard deviation. So it is still against the public schools curriculum and standard. So this is one of those topics where everybody is right, because more than one thing can be correct at the same time. There are different ways you can teach your child. There are different ways you can evaluate them. Some will require them sitting in a seat and filling out a test independently. Some will require them to be evaluated just to make sure they're meeting the standards of whatever your school district is. This is not a conversation that should have been escalated to a point where we're like screaming and yelling at each other. The point is for parents to be involved in the education of their children so that they can excel and exceed abundantly above.
Can I say this one point real quick before we get off? I just wanted to. So this is what I really was trying to say earlier, just before we go far away. And it's not to any. It's just a point I don't believe was kind of touched on. So, me personally, like with my daughter, I remember how we would spend time and how we had fun. We literally would like look up animal facts. We would play marbles, and I would do a point system, just like Raw was saying with the chicken and stuff. And, you know, blue marbles is 5 points. Clear marbles is whatever, and however many you add to get. Now tally up your points. No, you know blue is 5. That's math right there. So we would do a lot of these things. By the time she finally got to school, that's why we got so many reports of how advanced she is amongst her peers. Because we already was setting that before she even went. We would read with her. We never just handed her a tablet and said, go to the room. I think that's the worst thing to do. That's all I wanted to throw in. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
Smitty, you practice application of math.
He said before.
That's it. That's it. I'm not a teacher, bro. I'm a chef. I'm just saying we did what we could with how we know to get her prepared. We would get her reading. We taught her how to write her name before she got to kindergarten. We taught her these things before she got there, how to write capital P, lowercase p, all of that.
Sharon, why did you mute me for? All I was talking about was
the reason why I mute you because you be just throwing things against the wall, and we was trying to move it.
Sharon, I cannot hear people talking over each other, man.
Thank you, Jalen. And so what I'm trying to explain to you, Pastor,
that's your question.
You asked me a question. So he said, let me just say this before we move on. So after he finished, we were supposed to move on, and that's why I muted you.
Well, the reason why I didn't want to move on because that was very critical what he said. The application of math is better than just teaching math. You can teach reading.
Can I stop you? Can I please? Okay. Do you think that we didn't understand what he said?
I wanted to enhance on what he was saying because you wanted to move on past what he said.
You want a foot stomp.
Exactly. I want a foot stomp on what he said because no, you're right.
No, you know there is.
She's right. She's right.
Pastor, but there is such a thing as oversaturation of information, right? We put a lot of information out here for the audience to digest and maybe think about when it comes to homeschooling their children. So we don't want to pass maximum saturation.
Okay, I will shut up. I will shut up. Thank you for applying mathematics to your child, Smitty.
This all deep before.
So I'm getting dilemmas where women are talking about they're successful, they're in their careers, and they're looking for a decent guy. They're not asking for a man to earn triple the amount that he's earning.
Give me 3 criteria for decent. I'm a psychologist. You must define the term.
Okay,
give me 3 criteria for decent.
So he's emotionally intelligent.
Okay, so let's all go around and give our 3 criteria needed for a man to be decent before they give theirs.
Let's start with Jalen. Jalen, the red pill demon. Give us your idea of a decent man.
A decent man that work hard and clean and provide for his family. And
boom, 3. That's 3.
That's 3. That's good.
Not spurning his seat around.
Okay.
Hey, Sharon, why is your chat agreeing with me more than you?
Because I don't have an echo chamber, so that is perfectly fine. I don't know why you pointed that out. That is okay. I think that is an awesome thing that we have independent thinkers in the chat and on the panel. I do not want a channel that is full of everybody agreeing with me just because I'm the host of the channel. So I appreciate my chat for being that space. I appreciate my chat for being that awesome. So go ahead now, since you want to interrupt. Give us your idea of the opposite of you, which is a decent man.
Look, I'm a hard worker. I work hard for everything I have.
Not you. What a decent man is.
A hard worker, a sacrificer, a teacher, and a learner.
Good. That's good. Okay. Go ahead, Terrence. Can you define a decent man?
Masculine, feminine, and good character.
Oh, damn. It was such a good answer. I want to dive into it, but we're going to move forward. Go ahead.
Discipline, honor, integrity.
Okay. Now we're starting to get some real answers. Go ahead, PhD Diva.
So he is consistent with regard to his word and his deed. Also, he has integrity and good character.
Okay. Third eye open.
A man who a man who acknowledges, a man who is of servitude first, and a man who is consistent in the first two.
Oh, say that again.
A man who acknowledges, a man of acknowledgement, a man who is of servitude first, and a man who is consistent in the first two.
Happy, what's your definition of a good man?
Decent.
A decent man.
A decent man, sorry. Decent man.
I'm just gonna say ditto.
Okay.
Salute to Raw. Salute.
Go ahead, Omni.
What the hell?
Real quick, because I don't want to mess around and say the same thing twice. I don't want to be redundant. Brownsville specifically. Are we in agreement that a disciplined man is a resilient man? Brownsville?
Absolutely.
Okay. See, I didn't want to be resilient. I mean, I didn't want to be redundant. So yeah, discipline, integrity. I would agree with those two, and ambitious.
Oh, ambitious as well.
I don't think discipline is resilient at all. You could be.
Nobody asked you. You had your turn. Let the next person go.
I specifically asked who I wanted the information from.
Tell me what you want. Jesus on the main line.
Because Brownsville was the first.
Why y'all
Pastor, let me explain my methodology, and so you don't have to be offended by what anybody's saying. My methodology is the person that introduced the term that I considered when the question was first asked was Brownsville. So I asked Brownsville, since he first had the chance to introduce the same term I was thinking about, would we agree that a disciplined man is a resilient man? You didn't introduce discipline into the conversation, so I didn't ask you.
Okay, I understand. You got it.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to Raw G.
Mm-hmm.
Can you define a decent man?
Miss Live Your Life, you heard that is my favorite song too. A godly man, a driven man, and an emotionally intelligent man. Very simple.
Okay, so everybody here was able to define it. That is awesome. Let's see what happens on the show. That was great. That was actually really awesome. We probably should have wrote all those down. I'm gonna have to go back and review it so we can actually review our definition of decent man. See how many people actually add up to that. Ooh.
I'll give you the timestamp so you have a starting point when you go to clip it.
Yeah, because that was really good. Yeah.